Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back to the mould. In this issue, I pull the engine bays into the hulls and realise that we have a serious problem, and it's going to be elaborated on in further episodes. And then I get busy grinding away the metal support structure underneath the hull mould to make room for the massive truck chassis that we've got.
No, we'll speed it up because it makes me look slimmer.
And finally we get a little bit of satisfaction by rolling the chassis back in under the mould, and it's ready to go. Yeah, g'day team, welcome back to the mould. It was suggested by a mate of mine that I might want to try fitting the modules just as a bit of a try, fit and see affair, but when I actually got around to doing it and we whacked one of the engine bays in, we realised we had a major dilemma. The original boat was designed to be built in solid glass, whereas this one is foam core and probably about 3 times, 4 times thicker than the original one. So you can see here, if I step back a couple of issues there, that engine bay just simply doesn't fit in the cavity provided. Now it's funny how a couple of you guys have commented on this, and Brian Buchanan highlighted it, so it proves that Brian's actually alert to the situation, that these modules simply won't fit with the foam core. They weren't designed for a boat to be foam core, designed as a solid glass structure. So I began the process of sanding and grinding away this thing with a flat disc grinder. Luckily I didn't have a lot to deal with, or at this stage I thought I didn't have a lot to deal with, but simply getting this stuff off is a massive undertaking. It takes hours and hours and hours, and you're shredding the stuff, and you know, I tried multi-tools, I tried everything. Ultimately the flat disc grinder did the best job. Just hacking away at it until I got down to a level, as you can see here, where the sea light has actually penetrated at least 50% of the grid score. The other 50% will be penetrated by the resin, and the powder is just diabolical stuff. It's just so fine, and yeah, it was a full mask environment in there while I was dealing with this issue. As you can see here, I've made a significant removal of the foam to make that particular panel or that module fit, and that'll be glassed and glued in with methacrylate and plexus to secure the module. But then the cleanup, it just went on for hours. You know, on both sides I had this issue, so be aware that I sort of you know, probably got ahead of myself and you know, got all excited and did all the foam without thinking it through, and it was only by pure chance that someone had mentioned it. And in fact, a couple of you guys have commented on the videos there that perhaps those modules won't fit. So there'll be a lot more discussion about this as we go forward. I'm sure I'm going to get some comments about it, but yeah, I've got some interesting things with regard to the engineering that actually occurred as a result of this. So you can see here in the final picture here, I did actually get it to fit. It does require some packing, and that's what we're heading for now. So I've got to make some modifications for the engine bay here to get it level and to pack it out. This engine bay's got to sit flush here, so I've got to cut into this foam here, glue some more foam on, glass down onto the chine here. And what that's going to do is give you a little good solid base for the engine bay, which I'll show you later how we're going to fit that on. That's going to be glassed onto its flange and make it nice and solid. So by carefully scalloping out an area here, I was able to make room for some more 20mm foam, remembering that underneath here I had sort of multiple overlaps here, so this is a very strong section around that chine there, and I was then able to put an area in there for a foam packing or a shim where the engine bay could be then subsequently glassed onto. Although it looks a bit messy in this picture here, it actually did turn out alright once it was all glassed on, and yeah, it's was a bit of a process, and it required a little bit of extra effort to nail that. You'll notice here where I'm about to grind here, you've got to have a 2-to-1 ratio here so that your glass will bed down correctly and not end up with an air bubble along that line there. So yeah, it just seemed to go on and on and on, but these particular packing panels that I've put in will certainly be excellent for the fitting. So today has been all about these little bloody foam shims I've been putting in here and over here. What they are is some spacers which I've had to put in, oh, sorry, bouncy there, had to put in there because the engine bays weren't quite fitting. So it's taken me pretty much a full day just to get them shaped up, and I've had to make a bit of room. So initially when I put these engine bays in, they didn't quite fit properly. So luckily now they fit pretty spot on. So I'm just going to pull the engine bay back now, and hopefully we'll have a pretty secure fit. Now I'm going to have to sort of tweak it a bit, but I've got Ian Mills from Yanmar coming down next week to spec out a 57 horsepower diesels that we're putting in it, and making sure that my engine bay is square has been pretty much critical to the whole, almost the whole hull, back section of the hull here, the stern. So if I can get that right, then when he arrives on Monday, I'll be pretty ready to go, ready to order my engines. So let's pull this fella into place and see what we get. And, hopefully after about 5 goes at it, it'll be right. It'll be nice and snug. So here we go. Nice spar bar. It's like a spar bar to me. I reckon that's the go. It's spot on. So these are my engine mounts here, and looks the business. Looks the business. It's pretty much spot on, I reckon. So I'm back under the mould, and the plan is to cut out these big steel girders I've got under here to make room for the big truck to come in. I thought I'd have a bit of a bash with my grinder, so I've wet the floor just so I don't set fire to the place, and yeah, had a bit of a hack here, and yeah, we got that one cut out. So it's going to be a bit of an architectural marvel, this thing, once I get the bastard all framed up and supported so that we can put the truck under it. But the important thing is that we can move this mould out once I get this out with the big truck. So 18 months ago I bolted this back together to hold it all in place while I repaired the mould. Now I've come to the conclusion I don't need it bolted together. I need to actually piss this all off and brace it a different way. I thought it very important to note for you guys that I removed all highly flammable items before I started grinding away at this. I could just see what was going to happen. Should I start grinding around a 44 gallon drum of vinyl ester? That could have been really interesting. This whole steel cutting episode went on for a few days because it was just one of the most frustrating things. You can see me getting a little bit frustrated here with some bits of plywood. I couldn't jack it up. I was using a car jack to jack the steel up, but I could only get it an inch up because I didn't want to disturb the mould. But yeah, frustration was seeping in after I cut out a few of these, and it was starting to get a little bit arduous at best.
Problem is, because it's so close to the ground, I'm struggling to get the size, so I need just that extra, full size wheel every time to get to the bottom. I've actually just jacked it up a little bit, hopefully just enough to get it to be able to get underneath it.
I never ever thought that I'd be filming myself sweeping. I mean, making this video, you can consider this my creative moment, guys, where I decided to film myself sweeping up the shit that was underneath these beams. Yeah, this is the pile of scum and crap that had accumulated over the 18 months that it sat there, and yeah, this is about as creative as I'll get with video, guys, so I hope you enjoy it. It took a little bit of effort to film that bit, I'll tell you.
So one thing to note here, I've only lifted it by about ½ an inch, this thing, because this RSJ, or this girder, is actually attached to the bottom of the mould. What I don't want to do is disturb the mould in any way, so I've levered it only from the end. I won't be touching the other end until I've got it all braced up. I'll bang these out now, just making sure that I don't want to disturb the hull inside the mould, because it's still, I just don't want to release it in any way, until I come to final release. Try to avoid any sort of major disturbance as I get through this steel cutting episode. I'm under my workbench. Fuck. Couldn't make it harder for myself, honestly. I just seem to end up in small places all the time. So once again, I don't want to disturb this too much. So too easy. So I'm hoping that this is going to break off, because now I've pulled this shit out. I don't know exactly, but it should. Drop the other bit. Boom shanker! Honestly, all these little double takes of having to throw half-ton bits of steel in here just on a video. Man, it's hard work. This video is killing me. It's harder than a boat build. Okay, so this is my plan. I've cut out all of these big steel bearers that are along the bottom here, along these guys here. The big truck's going to roll in underneath here. Then so I've cut, so I'm going to actually weld this to the floor here, and this will come up here, and then we'll have a cross beam across here and joining up with one on the other side, and that'll give me my support up under the mould and stop the thing from going like that, or even worse, still separating. That way I'll be able to wheel it all out. But yeah, that's the plan, and yeah, a lot of welding, a lot of work to do.
So right about now I came across a photo of the gunboat mould underneath, and yeah, just so happy to have seen this mould because it gave me a good feel for the sort of bracing I'm going to be employing underneath mine. It's roughly the same idea. Mine certainly won't be as substantial as that, but you know, you get the idea of what I'm aiming for here.
Oh man, this thing's killing me. It's been a bit of a big day. Wow. They like 8 hours of fighting with the grinder and steel, so it's been a bit of good fun today. Yeah, it's progressing along. There's a lot of sort of simultaneous projects that are going on here at the same time. When I've got the trailer sailor, I've had to prepare to get on the mooring. I've got the mooring going down. I've got the truck. I've got the hull almost finished, and you know, and then this. But I've got to sort of coincide everything together to all coalesce together in one magic emulsion on the day. So one thing about a project like this is you're going to find you're going to keep on working on a million different things and then hopefully gel them all together. Now I tend to keep everything up here. I don't have a spreadsheet for this part of the project, but I'm going to have to start keeping a bit of a diary and a bit of a project plan. So if you've enjoyed this issue, you know, give us a like, because there's no point in me producing crap that you don't want to watch. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You know, not really that fussed, to be honest, but you know, at the end of the day, this has been a really good process for me because I'm starting to really see some big things happening, and you know, getting the big truck going and getting my trailer sailors giving me a little bit of enjoyment, and I'm getting the ability to be able to move this behemoth around. So join me next time on Life on the Mould, but don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, you'll know as soon as I put up another video, and you'll see me working my butt off for your pleasure and mine, of course. But catch you this time on Life on the Mould. No, we'll speed it up because it makes me look slimmer. So we've got our big chassis here on the backhoe. We've got Sue over here having a chat. What are you doing, Sue? Hello, Sue. So yeah, we're basically going to drag it in with the backhoe here and feed it in under the mould. So that's what's happening right now. Hang on now. I'm just going to video here that Neil was limping before we bought a big truck chassis in here, okay?
No, it's all done here and now.
He was limping before I bought the illegal backhoe in the truck chassis.
Heart
And here's the space I preferred earlier. So we're hoping it's going to fit in underneath here. Should just roll straight in. It's a good clean chassis now, isn't it? We're just got to keep kicking these wheels around. You alright? That's it. Come back this way, mate. Got to steer. Yeah, Greg, I've got to get a little bit of steering, mate. No, other way, other way. We've got to get this wheel past this bit of ivy here. It'll fit once it goes back.
How's your side look there now?
I'm still going to smack it.
No, you're right, you're right.
Do a little bit more this way.
No, that's it. Come on, come on. Keep going. All right, push. Cool. Nice. All right, that's project yard trolley half done. Got the chassis, just got to build the uprights to be able to lift him up. So I think you know, that's not a bad solution to a major problem with all of us cat owners. I'm not a cat owner yet, but you know, certainly working on it. But this is a major solution to my dilemma. Check this out. Oh, yes! 5 days work, yes! Thank you, Greggy, thank you, Steve, thank you, Josh. Thank you, gentlemen. Yeah, there's Josh Caruana, apprentice boat builder. Thanks, matey. Champion. Good on you, mate.